My ex-husband's family once pointed their fingers in my face and mocked me. Let's see how long she survives out there on her own. They thought a woman with empty hands and a toddler would soon come crawling back, begging for mercy. They were wrong. Today, my hands are heavily calloused from carrying sugarcane. My clothes smell like pig manure. Our dinner might just be a bowl of white rice with boiled vegetables. I am still poor, very poor. But you know what? For the first time in my 30 years of life, I am finally breathing the air of freedom. No more verbal abuse. No more sleepless nights filled with fear. Hello, friends from all over the world. Welcome to my little corner. My name is Nagok. I am 30 years old, born in a poor mountainous village in northern Vietnam. And this is the story of my life, a single mother fighting every single day to reclaim the right to live with dignity for myself and my daughter. Growing up, I dreamed of going to college and having a stable job to control my own destiny. But poverty shattered that dream. I finished high school and had to work in a factory. I thought that if I just worked hard, life would get better. Then, my parents arranged a marriage for me with an average income family in our village. In my hometown, when a girl comes of age, she must get married. It was an unspoken rule you couldn't escape. But my life turned into a real tragedy after I gave birth. In some rural areas of Vietnam, a deeply patriarchal mindset still dominates. Sons are highly valued, daughters are not. And because I gave birth to a baby girl, neither my daughter nor I received any love from my husband's family. I was stripped of my right to work at the factory. My day started at the crack of dawn and ended late at night. I had to work in the muddy rice fields, herd water buffaloes, cut grass, cook, do laundry, and clean the entire house. I worked like a machine with no off switch. But the bitter truth was, in their eyes, because my sweat didn't bring in physical cash, my labor was worthless. They called me a parasite. I constantly endured insults, extreme disrespect, and severe emotional and physical abuse. My ex-husband worked during the day, but at night, he was always out drinking with his friends. There were nights he came home completely drunk, and I, exhausted from a day of backbreaking farm work, had to silently cook for him and clean up his messy aftermath. There was a time when I sank into severe depression. I cried alone, constantly felt exhausted, terrified, and lost my sense of self. I became a soulless ghost in that house. But every time I looked at my sleeping daughter, my heart ached. I asked myself, if I kept swallowing my pain, what kind of environment would she grow up in? Would she have to watch her mother being trampled on every day? Would she grow up thinking that being born a woman means accepting humiliation as a normal part of life? No, my daughter gave me the strength to stand up. I filed for divorce. When I made that decision, absolutely no one supported me. My in-laws sarcastically said I had a good life but didn't know how to appreciate it. Even my own biological family told me to just endure it. They said, women in the past endured this their whole lives, why can't you? But I knew, if I stayed, I wouldn't just be slowly dying inside, my daughter's future would be destroyed too. Because she was under 36 months old at the time, the law granted me full custody. I walked out of that marriage with absolutely nothing of value, except my tiny baby girl held tightly in my arms. I took her to a place about 25 kilometers, 15 miles away from my old village. I wanted to run far away from the people who hurt us. Since that day, we only have each other. There were days we only had plain rice porridge or wild vegetables. We lacked everything, but at least we no longer lived in terror. Before she was old enough for preschool, I had to carry her on my back while I worked. In the past, even when I was doing heavy farm work for my in-laws, they rarely helped watch her, simply because she was a girl, so she always tagged along with me. It broke my heart, guys. She would sit quietly in a corner, playing with dirt, waiting for me to finish working. Seeing her sweating under the sun, my heart clenched with immense guilt. Now, she is 2 years old and has started preschool. Every morning, I wake up early, prepare her food, bathe her, and drop her off at school. Then, my daily battle for survival begins. Many people ask why I don't get a factory job for a stable income. In Vietnam, factory workers often have to do grueling 12-hour shifts. With just the two of us, who will take care of her if she gets sick? I can't bring her to a dangerous, noisy factory. And when employers find out I'm a single mom with zero family support, they are hesitant to hire me. So, I can only do freelance, part-time jobs. I do whatever people hire me to do, as long as it's honest work. I help out my kind landlady. My rent is about $30 a month. She knows my struggles, so she lets me help at her market stall. In Vietnam, especially in the scorching summer, iced sugarcane juice is incredibly popular, but the work is brutal. I have to unload heavy bundles of sugarcane from trucks and scrape off the sharp, hard outer bark. The juicing machine is very powerful. One wrong move and you can get seriously injured. The sticky juice splashes everywhere, making my clothes stiff and smelling of heavy sweetness all day. I also help sell watermelons. In Vietnamese rural markets, buying a watermelon is an interactive experience. Customers tap on the melon, check the stem, and examine the rind color to guess if it's sweet. I have to sort them, wipe them clean, and sometimes cut a sample piece. My arms ache terribly after hours of heavy lifting, but the chaotic sounds of the market, the motorbikes, the chopping knives, the haggling voices make me feel like I am truly alive and fighting. Past 3 p.m., when the market slows down, I head home to start my next job, taking care of the landlady's pigs and chickens. I mix the feed with water, clean the pens, wash the troughs, and shovel the waste. In the intense summer heat, the stench from the pig pen is suffocating. That foul smell clings to my skin and clothes. Every time I finish this chore, which takes over an hour, I get paid $2. Yes, you heard that right. $2 for shoveling pig manure. To many people in developed countries, $2 can't even buy a cup of coffee. But to me, it is a lifeline. That money adds up to about $60 a month. My daughter receives government support for tuition, so I only need to pay $30 a month for her school lunches. Thanks to those $2 a day from the pig pen, I can cover our rent and her meals at school. I am not afraid of heavy labor. I am not afraid of getting dirty. I am not afraid of my hands becoming rough and ugly. My biggest fear is reaching the end of the month without rent money, or waking up in the middle of the night to a sick child and having empty pockets, unable to buy medicine. The flexibility of this dirty job allows me to drop everything and run to my daughter if she is sick, something no factory would ever let me do. After cleaning the pens, I wash up quickly and rush to pick up my daughter. The moment I see her running out of the classroom, all my exhaustion, my backaches, and the smell on my body seem to vanish completely. In the evening, we share a quick, simple meal. Seeing her eat happily and play with the neighbors' kids brings me a profound sense of peace. If a truckload of watermelons arrives at night, I head back to the market to help unload in the dark, so my landlady has stock for the next morning. My life just loops like this, a cycle with barely any rest. My ex in laws wanted to see what I could amount to without them. Today, I am still not rich. I still have to count every single penny. But I can feed myself and raise my daughter with my own honest hard work. We have a roof over our heads, and though it's small, there is no screaming, no abuse. I don't know how many thorns are left on the path ahead, but as long as I have breath in my lungs, I will never give up. I hope that when my daughter grows up and looks back at these videos, she will understand that her mother started with absolutely nothing, but she chose to stand up with dignity. Thank you for spending time watching a long day in the life of my daughter and me. I share this story not to seek pity, but hoping my effort might inspire anyone feeling trapped in their own life. If you love us, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support is the biggest motivation to help this channel get monetized, opening a ray of hope for my daughter's future. Thank you so much for your kindness.